Hey y'all, this is the Twin Rivers Music Scene podcast with your host Madison
and Reed. We're here to highlight local and upcoming musicians in and around New Braunfels, Texas.
We believe the Texas and Americana music scene is what truly makes this town special, and we are so excited to provide a platform for y'all to hear straight from the artists themselves.
We hope y'all enjoy the Twin Rivers Music Scene podcast and stay tuned for more interviews posted every other Friday.
No venue too far, any song at every bar, here to cover your needs. Twin Rivers Music Scene.
Hailing from the heart of East Texas, this next singer-songwriter possesses a sound as rich as the red dirt roads of his upbringing. With deep roots in traditional country music and a soul influenced by the blues, he blends heartfelt lyrics and rugged vocals, creating music that feels both timeless and contemporary. With a growing fan base and a reputation for raw, honest songwriting, he is carving out his place in the Texas music scene. One song, one story, and one stage at a time. Twin Rivers is excited to welcome Devin Baize to the podcast.
Well, I'm happy to be here. That was an amazing opening. I'm moved.
Oh my God, moved. I love that.
To start off strong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Of course.
Can we just leave it there and like that's it?
We're done.
This is Devin. He's great.
Start off strong, end off strong.
Yeah.
How's it going? How are you?
Woo, I'm good. Yeah.
You had
I
a
probably
long...
just peaked the mic with the woo. But,
We love a good woo. We're whoop girls.
Woo
Yeah,
girls?
we call
Woohoo.
ourselves woohoo girls because at concerts we're like woohoo.
Hey, that's classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classy cheer, Gotta show our support.
It was funny because we were at a concert. I think we were like in a jam and we kept saying woohoo. And this guy literally looked at us and was like, y'all are woohoo girls. And we were like, we are.
Oh man, we got to get shirts made.
So you had a busy day yesterday, Saturday.
I did. Yeah, I put in the miles, the old Texas Troubadour thing from Paris, Texas, and ended up stumbling into a gig last night in Canyon Lake. So it was a long but fruitful day.
So when you're on the road that long, like how do you pass time? Are you like a podcast person? Do you listen to music? What do you do?
I go back and forth from old albums, kind of just go. I either go through like all the way through an album or a podcast. But I mean, on 6.5 hours, I listen to the new Lil Wayne album.
Oh, I haven't listened to it. Is it good?
Yeah.
I miss the old Little Wayne.
I miss all the old rap.
True.
I still listen to rap for sure, but it's just not what it used to be. I'm just an old curmudgeon these days.
No, I agree.
Curmudgeon. I haven't heard that one. What is that?
See, that's what an old curmudgeon would say. Like, I've just like proved my own point with one word. Yeah, I don't even know. That's just what I heard old people say. It's just kind of a better old man, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, my day was better. But no, I do a lot of podcasting as well. I try to do some books sometimes, but honestly, after so long, I'm dozing off. So, but yeah, I'm pretty random. Nothing, no straightforward, playlist going.
Yeah.
I'm sure when you're traveling, you gotta like change it up a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. Like, I go through podcasts about anything and everything, but like we got the U.S. Open golf. I love golf, and so I was listening to a couple of those, but it was like an hour in, and I was like, all right, next. And but yeah, it always kind of varies on mood. Traffic has a lot to do with it. I feel like
Okay.
podcasts, like if I'm in traffic, I can't do podcasts because I can't pay attention
Yeah.
as much. So like then it's just put on some bangers or some old country and just cruise,
Yeah.
keep the nerves calm.
Try not to flip people off.
I was about to say,
Man.
how's the road rage?
Yeah.
That varies as well
With the music.
Oh man, going through Austin or Dallas, it heightens for sure. But yeah, I definitely enjoy the country roads much more than getting through the city.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
we all?
Okay, so you have a new song coming out called the Whataburger Song, and it actually will drop the same day that we post this
Yeah, so
podcast.
it's
Go check
out
it
right
out.
now.
Yeah, so it's out right now. So can you tell us a little bit more about that process of writing it and recording it?
Oh man. So it started like 8 years ago. It was like 2 a.m. in Nacogdoches. We were all hanging out, and my buddy was like, "Hey, dude, I got an idea for a song." And I'd heard that several times, so I just kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And he was like, "Butt naked at the Whataburger," and I was not expecting that whatsoever. And so I kind of laughed it off. And but at the same time, I was like, I don't know, there could be something there.
Mm-hmm.
And months later, we kind of talked about it in our first interview. I do like these freestyles or just make up a song on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing a show and just was kind of yelling out to the crowd, "Give me a name," or let's do something, create a song. And a different friend who was there that night yelled out, "Butt naked at the Whataburger," and I was just like, let's do it. And I swear, like, sometimes this stuff just comes out, but
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty much on the spot, just kind of fluidity came out. And I remember it was close to the end of my set, and I literally I didn't even break down any gear. I drove straight to my house, wrote it all down.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made some simple variations to it, but it pretty much was just a straight freestyle that came out.
That's so cool that you wrote it during a set.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That's really impressive.
It was dude, I don't know how or where it comes from. It's so cliche to say that, but at the same time, it was just an idea popped in my head. I rolled with it, and now we got the Whataburger song.
Well, I was gonna ask, is it based on a true story because of the whole butt naked at a Whataburger thing? And if not, then when you wrote it, have you tried to experience it since, for the artistic
Fifth? No. Growing up in East Texas, I've seen a lot of things take place at a Whataburger.
100%.
And at my shows, even when I'm playing it, I kind of joke. I'm like, if anybody's at the Whataburger between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m., which is usually the time at that time of my life that I was at the Whataburger. So yeah, I had plenty of influences to draw on. None personal.
Sure.
So what's your go-to Whataburger order then? Or does it depend on time of day?
Time of day, for sure.
Well, let's do
and I've
your
gone through
late night.
phases. I'm pretty simple, just a bacon cheeseburger kind of guy. If I'm feeling frisky, I try not to eat Whataburger as much as I used to, but it's ketos, Bob's. I'm a sucker for breakfast on a bun. Everyone's gonna say the honey butter chicken biscuit, but like I said, I used to go through phases. There was times where I was just straight to keto, and then other times I'd switch it up with a sausage Bob, sometimes the bacon Bob.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta mix it up every now and again. When your late night munchie food is the only place open in a small East Texas town, you get to vary it a little bit.
Change it up every now
Gotta
and
switch
then.
it up.
So what made you record, because you said this started 8 years ago, what made you want to record and release the Whataburger song now?
It's not that I decided to wait this long.
Okay.
It's just it's been a process. I finally got the band, the fellas just blew it out of the park with the instrumentals, and had Aaron Castilla, he plays with Kevin Fowler on fiddle. Simon Page, he's played with Coulter Wall and other guys on steel. My guys Rob and Greg, and then really Colin, my buddy who produced it. He's now managing for Jake Worthington.
Very cool.
But he was like, "Man, I got a studio. Let's make it happen." I finally had some money saved up, and we went in, and that was almost 3 years ago. And then it's just process. And then it was like, well, we need to make a music video, which is also coming out today.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we got the music video signed up, and then it was time to release but the artwork wasn't ready, and then that was a process. So it was really a big learning experience. Like I've dropped a couple singles before, but this is my first, I feel like, well-rounded, my hoorah, here we go. So it was a big learning process for sure.
I think it's coming at the perfect time too, because it's such a good summer song. We were saying that, like, when you're off the river, you want to go to Whataburger, like, you're blaring this song for sure.
And that if there was strategy involved, it was, let's wait until the springtime, summertime, get it popping, because I hope it's a summer hit, for sure. And but yeah, there was strategy involved, but at the same time, it was just a lot of patience and getting everything right, because I knew if I was going to release this song, I wanted to do it well, and not just rush it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's kind of a goofball song, but at the same time, it's traditional. So, I mean, I wanted everything to sound tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like it because I feel like it's a true Texas song without being like Texas, you know what I mean? Because whatever. So I think that's kind of like cool spin on it.
Yeah, it's definitely got some Texas roots. Yeah. And I mean, the whole idea of you'll have to go listen to the song, but it's a love story is all it is, with a comedic twist. And sometimes those Whataburger lines at 2 a.m. get really long. So things happen.
What else are you to do?
I mean, you got to kill your time somehow, and what better way?
Well, you just showed us the artwork, and we love it, and I'm excited to see the music video.
I've seen it. It's great. Yeah. And I was going to ask, what made you choose like Hideout number 2 for the location? Because any Canyon Lake people out there could spot that place over a mile away. They have the coldest beer I've ever had in their mugs.
Question.
But tell us about the recording of that at Hideout, and then also Whataburger.
Well, it is a stone's throw away from my house, so quite convenient. But they also have the pool tables, the dart boards, and it's one of the old classy smoky bars that are still left in town. And it just seemed like the right place. And we shot it a couple there at River Rose, some dance scenes. And what was really funny about the whole situation was when we were at Hideout, this guy thought that I hired a model to be in the video with me, which was actually my wife.
I love that. She probably was like,
yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah, exactly. But my buddy from he lives in Colorado now. He came down and staying with another friend of mine in Austin, and Luke, my buddy, I was like, hey, will you be the cop? And for a while I had this vision of like the Reno 911, like getting the Daisy Dukes, the boot goofing kind of, and but he showed up with the hat and the glasses and like had a cig in his mouth, and I was like, oh, this is so good. Like, it was hard to shoot that scene because every time I turned and like looked at him, like I literally, like, there's outtakes of me just laughing, like I couldn't take him serious, and he's just standing there. Oh man, it was so good. We had a lot of fun doing that. And really, it came together pretty quick, other than, just the editing or whatnot. It was just like, hey, here's a shot. Let's do this. And, obviously good chemistry with my wife. That helped as well. Yeah. So we got some cool shots. And then we went to the Whataburger, and I was just, fingers crossed, don't get arrested.
That would actually be perfect for the music video, though.
Well, it was. It would have been a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It probably would have been worth it just to get some live footage. But.
That would have been so funny. Speaking of, you said that the Whataburger song kind of came from you just like improvising. So you've always been like that. You said it just kind of like spews out of you.
Yeah.
Like, were you doing this as a kid, like beatboxing, like?
Yes.
On the playground.
Freestyling, beatboxing, hanging out, shooting basketball with my friends, the Fresh Prince stuff. No, we.
You say Fresh Prince stuff?
He was like quoting the intro song too.
It's just like, that was a late delay, but I was like, wait, that's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so we were chilling out with Max, and that sounds cool. No, we. East Texas, and it was like that time where freestyle kings, and so beatboxing and freestyling was always kind of a fun thing. And then And I mean, I'm a late bloomer as far as a musician. I didn't start playing until I was, 20 years old. I picked up the guitar and taught myself how to play and started writing a song. Actually, I wrote a song before I knew how to play the guitar.
I love that.
And I went back to East Texas. I was living in Austin at the time, and I told my buddy, I was like, "Hey Joe, I think I wrote a song." And he was like, "Well, come over." And I kind of just hummed the tune and had the words, and he was like, "Yeah, you did." And so that really was like big inspiration to kind of push me over the hill, like, well, maybe I can do this. And yeah, it really was just a snowball effect from there. But yeah, the whole freestyling thing started, and then now it's just kind of second nature.
Yeah.
And
do you think you? Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. You
I was
go.
gonna say, can you do something about Twin Rivers really quick?
Put you on the spot.
It
Put
is
you on
early
the
in the morning, and I am drinking water.
So you have to be under the influence during this.
Maybe just on
boxing.
stage or
It
whatever.
helps. A vibe helps. So, all right.
No pressure.
We're putting you on the spot.
Well, you just gave me the shivers asking a freestyle about Twin Rivers. But let's keep it classy and move on, little woo girls. Hang on. Now, I didn't mean that to be rude. I'm just trying to get your attitudes adjusted. Because now you put me on the spot. I don't know what else to. That's all I got.
That was good. No, that was so
That
good.
was really good. I was like, wait, this
Cut
is
that.
awesome.
No, that was perfect.
Was perfect. I love it. That was pretty good for like this early morning, Sunday morning. You had a long.
Well, I was
class day
expecting
yesterday.
y'all to drop a beat. That would have helped. If you would
Oh,
have beat
that was our bad.
We were
you
just
know.
like
I was
waiting
just, like, kind of,
silently.
like,
Yeah.
shocked. I was like, oh my God, wait, this is happening.
No, that was so good. And I love going to your shows and seeing you do that because you interact with the crowd so well. Like you can kind of like point someone out and just like make a little comment about them or to them. And then you have it going for 2 or 3 minutes. It's really impressive to watch.
Once I'm in the zone, it's fun. It's really easy. That wasn't, and that was not fun. But
It was fun for us.
well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Yeah.
We got the Woo Girls shout out on it.
Love the
So
Woo Girls.
yeah.
Oh man.
Devin, it was great. Thank you for doing that.
So much.
You kind of talked a little bit about getting started in music a second ago. When you were 20, what was your first experience like getting on stage and like taking your songs to show people?
That part, that came pretty easy. I was in theater as a kid, so like being on stage and in front of people never has been that tough. I mean, my grandmother loved showing me videos of me like playing pots and pans in the kitchen, and she said literally one time, she hates to admit it, but we were like in the store, like a Walmart or something, and I was probably like 5 years old, and she turns around and I was missing, and she kind of freaked out, and she heard like some people laughing, and apparently I was over there just entertaining some folks, like playing pots and pans or doing something.
That's so cute.
And yeah, so I guess the whole being an entertainer part has been the most natural. I feel like learning how to play an instrument, learning how to write a proper song, write a bridge, write a chorus, these kind of things that I would have learned if I actually would have been traditionally trained or taught. That's been the hardest part, but the entertainment and getting up on stage, that's always been pretty easy for me.
I feel like that's a great like attribute to have where you don't have to like overcome that stage fright, because I feel like that's probably what holds a lot of people back from getting started in music, and you're like, I already love that part of it, like let me just jump in.
Yeah, I do have fun, and I love making people laugh. I love making people feel, just in general, and I think that's like what a songwriter and entertainer is supposed to do. Like, you want the crowd walking away like either sad, happy, or fighting mad, like you pull some emotion from somebody. That's what art is, I believe. Like, it draws emotion from people. So yeah, I love that. Like, that's the fun part about being an artist, and seeing someone laugh or come up and be like, I don't know how you did that. Like, even last night at River Rose, like, I just made up the song about the birthday boy and then tied it in with some guys that were laughing doing this, and just to see that interaction, and then that light in their eyes of like, how? And I'm like, I don't know, but it's awesome, right? Like, I don't know. It's just it's cool. That's really all I can say about it. Yeah.
So as an independent artist, do you think that's the most rewarding thing about your journey has been kind of like seeing people like light up and entertaining, or
Absolutely.
what would you say?
No, I mean, the interaction with people is, and I mean, I don't even want to say fans because half the people don't know who I am when I'm playing these shows, you know, and it's just, but making lasting friends. The land sale I was playing yesterday, it was Paris, Texas. Actually, it was off the Bodark Woods, like in the middle of nowhere. And this lady comes up, she was like, "You just sound great, and thank you so much, and my husband thinks you're good." And they were buying a property, and turns out they finished up, and I was kind of loading out, and the guy goes, "Hey man, you ever play in Fredericksburg?" I was like, "Yes sir, actually I'm playing there tomorrow." He was like, "Did you ever play for an 80-year-old woman's birthday party?" And I was like, "Yes sir." And he was like, "Do you know Steve?" And I was like, "Yes sir." He goes, "That's my brother. I was there. Honey, that's him. That's him." And so, I mean, like the connections, the friendships that you make throughout that whole process, that to me is the most rewarding part for sure. Like, of course, yeah, I'd love success. I'd love not to have to do the hustle and bustle all the time, you know, actually go on proper tours, and hopefully, you know, that'll be coming. But I mean, I probably still wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for those connections with the people and those developing relationships that have came from that. I mean, you
Exactly,
you know,
yeah.
right. So.
I met you, what was it, probably like 3 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, didn't you just show up to one of my shows at River Rose or something?
Yeah, I went to a show of yours, and then you played at the Green Light a bunch,
I played
too.
at the Green Light,
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then it developed like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Good to see you, you know? And, I mean, yeah, I would have not known you for that, or and so many people, you know? So it's, yeah, that's the beautiful part about it for sure.
And speaking about just like knowing each other over the years, one of my favorite things to do is take pictures of you because that sounds creepy, but
I was like, oh, where are we going?
Well, when we went to, like, hopefully I know you're taking them kind of thing. I knew that was creepy the second I said it. It was meaning because what venue were we at? What barbecue place was it a couple months ago I met you at?
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
Yep.
He's just like the easiest person to take pictures of because you pose, like you have all the confidence behind the camera and stuff. And so it's like we got so much cool content from it and like the magazine and stuff. But yeah, I just like how you're so confident behind the camera is what I was saying when I was like, I'd like to take
like,
pictures of him. Yeah.
She almost
I'm going to tie
forgot what the
this
point
in
was.
somehow.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta
She's
tie
like,
this back.
over here. She's
I
like,
know.
shit. How do I backtrack?
I exposed myself. That's
At
funny.
least you didn't freestyle.
No, that freestyle is great. I'm sorry. That's staying in. What are some venues that you've played that mean the most to you? Or any shows that you've just been like, oh, I love that, and that's going to stick with you forever?
I mean, when I was playing in Albert a lot, I created a great family out there. I mean, today, not today when this is coming out, but I'm playing at the Top, and that's kind of got the same vibe. It doesn't have to be, like I got to play, not the main stage at Red Rocks, but I got to play up top, and you know, that just the load in and all that, like that was awe and inspiring. But I mean, the more interaction I have with people, it really doesn't matter if it's 200 people going crazy. Honestly, it's the small intimate settings that mean the most to me. And yeah, when I can just be like, give me a name, give me a color, do this, and do the whole improvisation song, but at the same time, you know, sing a cover song or an original that I've actually written, and then to have a similar response. So venues, it's honestly, it could kind of be anywhere. It's really more about the people than the venue, I feel like.
I love that.
Yeah. Do you have like a bucket list place that you would like to play?
I mean, the main stage of Red Rocks would be cool.
That's like really freaking cool. That's so cool. Like you just said, like that's a cool experience to be able to get to load in and kind of like be right there and just kind of manifest like what could be.
And yeah, you know, that's kind of what you're hoping. And it's, you know, even I'd love to get in Green Hall.
These are all about plugs over here.
Yeah.
Well, they have those honky tonk Thursdays, so
I need to get my foot in the door there. But I mean, I could say 100 traditional places. I'd really like to get overseas. Like I'd like to play some little pub in Dublin, you know, and see that kind of vibe, because those are always small, close, intimate settings with like people who are like listening, you know, a listening room. And you know, that actually brings up a good point. I played when I was living in Portland, Oregon. I used to go to this, it was like a songwriter night at a listening room. I can't remember the name, but you know, top 60 people in there, but you could hear a pin drop and they're just hanging on every word. Like that's really cool stuff to me, you know. So when you see even like these major artists, like it's more impressive to me when the crowd's just quiet, hanging on every word, rather than going crazy and rowdy and you know, yelling at the top of their lungs. Like to be able to captivate someone. I think it was Shaky Graves in an interview said it's hard to just walk into a bar with an acoustic guitar and be like, all right, everyone shut up and listen, you know. But if you can pull that off somehow, you know, that's really gratifying.
That's true. I love a good listening room, and they're hard to come by.
Yeah, I guess
nowadays.
Redbird.
Yeah, we have Redbird here,
Yeah.
but I feel like people just can't sit still anymore, so maybe that's why. But I think it's
Very
cool
good point.
because you actually get to learn more about the artist and their songwriting. I'm a huge lyric person, like obviously love a good beat, but I love to dive into the lyrics and know if this is like a true story, personal, like did you make it up? So a good listening room is, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people
Sure.
don't even listen to the lyrics. Like I have a good friend who we've played music together. He's an amazing musician and rarely ever listens to lyrics.
Really?
He just like kind of hears the harmony and the sound, but like not a big lyric guy. And I'm just like, dude, that's what drives me. You know, maybe it's because I do write songs, but I've always, I mean, even when I was like a kid, like the song like Clay Walker comes to mind, like, hey pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd give anything to make you mine on mine. Like that whole like tell, like the vividness of like I can see that in my mind, like painting a picture with words. That's art.
I think that was John Michael Montgomery.
I think you think you're right. I was actually thinking Life's a Dance
That's
when I
perfect.
said that. Life's a dance. You learn you learn as you go. Sometimes that's Clay Walker.
Madison's like, come correct with John
Well, I
Michael.
was like thinking about that because I love that song.
Talking
Sold.
90s country, you better be right. All right?
I'm like, I'm a 90s baby. So when would you say you fell in love with music then? Do you think it was those 90s
Young.
Artists?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those were probably two of my favorite songs from back in the day. But yeah, and it's not just country. I opened up talking about Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, and like he's, you know, metaphorically crazy and whatnot. But, I mean, Big Papa, Notorious B.I.G. was like, there's a quote of like why he loved country music, because it tells a story, and like that's what he did. So it's like it didn't have to be any certain genre of music. It's just like good music and like something. And I am like a sucker for more of like the storytelling, the ballads, I guess you might say. So, but yeah, and that's what the 90s country was full of. And I'm glad that there is like a resurgence of like that. And being that old curmudgeon, I'm like, this is my stuff. I knew this before you. And like everyone's like, look at this song I discovered. I'm like, you didn't discover that. Like, calm
Sit
down.
down.
Yeah.
That wasn't you. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Hilarious. So how long have you been in Canyon Lake for?
We bought a house there in 2020.
Okay.
Right when everything got crazy.
I was going to say COVID times.
Yeah, we were living in Colorado for a couple years, and then decided to move back to Texas and being a songwriter, New Braunfels area. Like we didn't want to be in Austin or the big city, and honestly, I hadn't been to New Braunfels at that time in a few years, and I had little idea how much it had grown so fast. And so when we moved here, we were looking for houses, and we ventured out to Canyon Lake, and I mean, I fell in love with it out there pretty quick. Just the beauty, being right by the river, being right by the lake, the hills. Like that's to me like from here to there is like when the hill country really starts. Like that beauty starts to really pop.
Yeah, I feel like right when you get to Whitewater on that road, it's like right after that, it's like very hilly.
Oh yeah,
you
go down that one hill right there, and you're like, and then literally like when you're pulling up into Whitewater, like yeah, that's it. And it's just a whole different vibe out there as well. Like you get that small local feel, which I mean, New Braunfels. I mean, honestly, I live in Canyon Lake, but my address is New Braunfels. Like it's one and the same. But being out there, it's just more of a, I don't want to say suburb, but just a smaller community. And it is a great community out there. Like, I mean, when certain things happen to certain people, like the next week there's a benefit going on, and there's tons of musicians out there that are happy to help each other. The music venues out there are great. So yeah, and like just being so centrally located really helps as well. So I mean, if I'm playing in Austin or Fredericksburg or San Antonio, like it's a geographical oddity, an hour from anywhere, you know. Like it's a cool spot for sure.
You know, another great thing I love about Canyon Lake is all the different like taco trucks and like taco stands that they have.
Don Chente, shout out.
Is that your favorite one?
That's the spot.
Okay, where is that at? I need to try it.
They call it Napa Taco.
Okay.
It's right by the Napa Auto Parts, but it's just a small little red truck. And Juan, who works the place.
Shout out
Juan. I mean, dude, I text him. He's like 15 minutes, and I'm like, word. And
he knows your order and everything.
Well, I mean, like I'll switch it up on him, but like he's super cool and funny, and he's like, where's the shows at this week? And you know, we always have like a small little quick little banter, but yeah. Try that place out.
Okay, I need to try that one. I don't know if I can't envision it in my mind. Is it on that main road that goes like by Ace Hardware and like all of that? Okay.
Yeah, if you're coming from 306, it's past the light.
Okay.
So like you pass where they're building a new gas station, and right there on the left, there's Napa Auto Parts, and it's literally right next to it.
Okay. My go-to is usually the taco truck that's in the gas station parking lot across from River Rose Tavern. I get that one a lot.
Yeah, that's a newer one. They're pretty solid too. But honestly, like the only thing that I can say poorly about Don Chente is their hours. And if you're listening, I understand it gets hot at 1 o'clock and you're in a trailer, but we need it at 3. All right.
We need it when we come off the river.
I'm telling you, man. If they stayed open all night, but I mean, again, though, that would take away from its charm because they sell out, and when they sell out, they're done. You know, it's all fresh, made to order, so it's classy. But yeah, that one's pretty solid as well.
We should all go on like a Twin Rivers taco tour through Canyon Lake and just go
I'm all
try
about
it all.
document it.
Yeah,
Do like some reviews on
holler
all
at
of
me on
them.
that one,
Yeah.
for sure.
I need to spend more time in Canyon Lake. I am never out there.
Yeah, you'd like it. It's relaxed. It's cool. I love it out there too.
Of course, she's like on this little Canyon Lake train.
I have been on a Canyon Lake kick. I love it.
It's fun. Yeah.
So if somebody hasn't been to your show, it's like one thing that you would love for somebody to take away from your show or know about you.
Authenticity, I guess. I mean, yeah, just the fact that I tried. So when I first started playing, I would only do songs I wrote, and I wasn't a good writer at that time. So
Can I ask why? Did you just?
I wasn't a good writer. I was
no. That you only would play songs that you wrote.
I
Did you feel like there was like a stigma or something that you didn't want to write cover songs I mean, not write, sing cover songs?
Yes, I was also just young.
Trying to figure it out.
Wanting to be like a songwriter, and I was living in Austin, and I feel like everybody was doing covers, but like you didn't really hear anybody playing a lot of original music unless it, you know, obviously like the bigger, more popular people. But, and maybe it was just like something I was enjoying the process of writing and creating so much that I'd write like 2 songs a week. So, and I only would have like maybe 1 show a month at that time. So it was like when I went there, I wanted to play all my songs, you know, and one of my managers I was bartending, he was like, Devin, you sound great. start doing covers.
That is
so
such
humbling.
a backhanded compliment or whatever.
Oh yeah, he was like, you sound great, but you got to start doing covers. But he meant it. He meant it in all wellness. He was like, you'll get more shows if you do covers.
It's
Mhm,
true.
'cause people would like know what you're singing and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like, back to your question. Hold that, please.
Let me go silence this really quick.
Pause. That's so funny. Keep going.
Where was I?
Covers. The bar manager said.
Yeah. So
Stop it right now. Your originals suck. Please play some Clay Walker and John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah. So back to your question though. Like the authenticity is like I try to find like just a balanced blend of covers from all over the years, and then also dropping in 2 or 3 originals. So
Right.
that was kind of a art form of figuring out how to develop a set, especially when you're playing 3-hour sets. Like sometimes it's just and you know what, that's another thing. Back when I was playing those few shows, it was like you get in an hour and that's it. So it wasn't like I was just going to come out there and play 13 covers. Like I wanted to get my stuff out there.
That makes sense.
So, but yeah, I mean, come to a show, check it out, you tell me.
You tell us what you think about
Yeah.
Devin Baize.
I don't like talking about myself, so you tell me.
So speaking of like your original songs and everything, where can everyone find you on streaming platforms? Like what's your website and your social media so people can listen along?
I mean, I'm pretty simple. It's all my name, Devin Baize.
Maybe spell Baize so people know.
Baize. And Devin, Devin. 90% of the time when I go to even if it's not my first time at a venue, one of the names is spelled wrong. It's like either Devin with an O or an A or an E. And then the other 75% of the time it's Blaze, Blaize.
That can be your alter ego.
I mean, if I was more like rockabilly, I would probably just go with it. But
That's not a bad stage name. I mean, you already have Devin Baize is a good stage name.
Yeah.
But Devin Baize.
But it's not even spelled like the normal Blaze. Like they spell my name. They just want to add an L in it everywhere I go. So yeah, not to confuse y'all. It's Baize, no L. But yeah, it's Spotify, Apple, Amazon. My website, like Devin Baize music, DevinBaize.com. That's kind of under construction. You don't need to worry about that. But yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I don't X.
Twitter X.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know the
think
last
it's
time I've been
called
on that
X.
either. Yeah, it just feels so unnatural.
I know.
Yeah, I never, even when it was Twitter, I never opened up an account there.
Yeah.
Which honestly, social media these days is so important, and it's really my least favorite part. Of,
Yeah.
I just this is fun.
Yeah.
I love doing this kind of stuff, but the posting every day and content, my content's writing songs, but I understand it's part of it. You got to do it. Not to say y'all shouldn't go follow me. I do put stuff out. Please do go follow me.
Give them some extra love.
Helps that algorithm. We got a
Yes.
song out today. But yeah, YouTube. We're gonna have a music video coming out today. The Whataburger song's coming out. So, and we got more stuff to come. And I am getting better about that. I've started TikToking every day. Started, really trying to push that whole that scene. But yeah, y'all have great talent for it. It's not my specialty.
Thank you. We appreciate it. It is hard though. Even sometimes we get in ruts where I'm just ugh.
Yeah.
What do we
Well,
want
you
to
have to be
post?
different
But
or trendy or this or that, and I feel like to be up to date with that, you need to spend a lot of time on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more that I'm staring at my phone, the least connected I am to what I really should be doing.
That's a good point.
And so, therefore, to really know the ins and outs of social media, you need to be on it all the time, and that's just not my jam.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people it comes natural too.
Yeah.
Like creating a song out of nowhere,
That's your thing.
know your talents and fall in line with that. And like I said, y'all have done great at it.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
self-awareness. Know your talents. This is a service announcement.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right. Well, thank you, Devin. This has
Yeah.
been such a fun conversation.
And
much
congrats
love,
on your
y'all.
song
Yes.
dropping.
Thank
Everybody
you.
go stream the Whataburger song and
Please.
listen to it like while you're at Whataburger or something. Go
Yeah,
get it.
just go through the
Yeah, we need to
Whataburger,
send it to
windows
them.
down,
Blare
blaring.
Yeah, they need to be playing that in the drive-through line when people
Yeah,
go
especially
through.
hours between 2 and 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Anything else you want to share before we go?
Man, much love to y'all. Thank you so much, and thank y'all out there. Please give me a follow, and hope to see you at one of those shows.
Yes. All right. This has been the Twin Rivers Music Scene Podcast with your hosts, Madison and Reed, and our guest, Devin Baize. Thanks, y'all.
See you.
Bye. Woohoo.
No venue too far, any song at every bar. Here to cover your needs. Twin Rivers Music Scene.